the word is that you might start to see big end of year movies moving out of 2023 into 24 because you can't have actors promoting the
So
movies.
far, everyone I've spoken to, and this can change at any moment, or they might just be lying to me and whatever, that's their job. So far, they say full speed ahead. There may be some small films that get delayed, like Challengers, because you need Zendaya to market that. I would not be shocked if some of the formerly Fox pictures, like Death and Haunting in Venice or The Creator, get moved.
Oh my God.
Poor Things got moved to December, but that makes sense. That's still getting a Venice premiere, and that's the slot that Jonathan Majors Magazine Dreams is supposed to open on. So if that ends up getting tossed, well, you've got a movie right there. So no harm, no foul.
Right.
But so far, we have not heard any concrete word about, Dune or Aquaman or the Marvels or, big movies like that.
Yeah. I mean, with the Marvels, it does feel like just get it off the slate and be done with it.
Yeah, but they put out a new trailer. They put out a new trailer for Haunting in Venice. Lionsgate put out a new posters for the Expendables 4. We're getting a Saw 10 trailer on Saturday.
Wow.
And, Sony has a lot of star-driven pictures. I think it's going to be a challenge for them. Craven the Hunter, Equalizer 3, Anybody But You. A few others that I'm probably forgetting.
I've heard Equalizer 3. I've heard Equalizer 3. Denzel has already filmed promotion for it before. And basically he said that's all he was going to do anyway. You weren't going to get Denzel on Hot Ones anyway. So then you're not really losing much by him being on track.
As far as Killers of the Flower Moon, DiCaprio doesn't do a ton of press anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. That to me feels like a big one. Do you feel like that is a sure thing 2023 release or is there any? No. Why so?
I think it stays. I'm sorry. I think it stays.
Okay. Got it.
The only, and again, this is not inside baseball because if it was, I wouldn't be talking about it because I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Right.
But they know DiCaprio's not going to do a lot of publicity. The film's already had a glossy, critically acclaimed premiere. There is interview footage that exists that they did in the festival debut. There's already 2 trailers.
Right.
Might as well go for it.
Right. And with that one, you could have Scorsese as a DGA member do all the promotion.
As long as Scorsese is willing to do promotion on behalf of the picture.
Right.
And, I imagine he would just because at every stop he'll say, like what Chris Nolan is doing, where he was out front with Oppenheimer all week, but every stop he said, unity, I support the strikers. Right.
And who's gonna call Scorsese a scab? Let them call him a scab to his face. They wind up with a baseball bat on their head. So let's be honest.
I think the big one that people are fearing,
but he's such a nice old man.
Is Dune 2, right? Dune 2 is the one people are worried is going to move.
Here's the thing with Dune 2. Maybe because that's got a big ensemble cast that Warner Brothers is banking on, but A, that film is as much legendary as Warner Brothers, so they have to come to an agreement.
Yeah.
And B, they now have 6 weeks of exclusivity in IMAX.
Yeah.
If they move, they'd be lucky to get more than 2.
It's so true. And that's a movie that I do think the filmmakers felt a little screwed with when it was released. And then it got the day and date because it did so well, even in high COVID times, that they were thinking, okay, if this movie gets released unimpeded by anything, it is going to be a blockbuster. It's going to be huge. And if there's a SAG strike and the actors can't go on talk shows because there are no talk shows and they're not allowed to say anything, they could feel screwed once again. And I think that's where Dune 2 is such an outlier for all these other movies, is that the first part, the filmmakers felt like they got screwed and they don't want to get screwed twice.
Yeah. And again, it's my gut says so far no, but as we saw with COVID, it's all speculation until somebody pulls the trigger.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the one reason you could see some movies move. Go for it, Scott.
I apologize. One thing we should note is that Warner Brothers' big 4 year-end titles have a lot of overlap between them. You have 2 live action. You have Wonka, Aquaman 2, Dune 2, and The Color Purple. In those 4 films, you have 2 Shyamalan films. You've got 2 live action musicals, and you have 2 big budget action adventure, fantastical, far off world adventure films. So one of those might get moved just to spread out a little bit.
Right. And the fact that because of the simultaneous strikes, production is totally shut down, and unfortunately we're almost looking at a 2021 situation next year where who knows what's going to be ready to go out. So I mean, I can't believe Barbenheimer weekend should be a nonstop. This should be the box office Mardi Gras. We're just partying our brains out all week. We're in the streets falling down drunk and happy. But here we are talking about 2024 might not have that many movies that are able to come out. So you might see a Color Purple or a Wonka move to next year just to fill a May slot.
Yeah, and if one of those is the ones that moves, one of the Warner Brothers pictures, even that I don't think is time to panic yet. Because, again, there's a good Warner Brothers, if they can, would like to have a big movie in 2024 in case something doesn't get finished.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost move Color Purple only because it's an awards sort of film, and I think you ride this Barbie train because get Gosling up there for Best Supporting Actor for this movie, and get as many people as you can. Get America up there for Best Supporting Actress.
Yep.
Push this one this year because it's going to be so different than Killers of the Flower Moon, which is going to be a behemoth, which will probably get nominated for everything and win nothing. But still, it's going to be a big, huge behemoth. And I think that's the one you move. Get Color Purple, the Prestige one, move that. You cannot move Aquaman again. I know they're doing reshoots and adding different Batmans.
Just get it out there.
Or whatever. You have to get this movie out. You have to.
I am tired of waiting.
It's almost a New Mutant situation at this point.
Yeah.
How many Batmans have you heard are in Aquaman? Because I've heard that we're now up to 11 Batman.
I've heard there's
zero Batman.
Zero Batmans.
I mean,
and again, I'm reading the same news you are in that sense.
So we'll see. I just want to find out how many Batman are in this Aquaman movie. Just let us know.
Gotta know.
I mean,
we gotta know.
Look, it's not my call, but if I'm Warner Brothers, I move Blue Beetle to next year.
Oh my God!
Give that time to breathe. Let the star do publicity, and you have Aquaman as the finale of the old DC, and then you have sort of Blue Beetle as the curtain raiser of the new DC, and then Superman Legacy opens and kicks everything off.